So today, Dumb Guys is going to review Spectre. Heath went and saw the movie last night, so Heath, why don't you give us a quick synopsis of the movie?
Well, in this one, James Bond, he's starting to look a little older, and they kind of tried to tie all the Daniel Craig ones together in this one by having this organization called Spectre that they said basically that all the villains you saw in the past were working for this organization.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be kind of like the granddaddy of all the Daniel Craig James Bonds.
I heard that that Spectre does tie back to some of the old James Bonds. I'm not familiar with those old movies.
Well, it showed the villains from all the other Daniel Craig movies.
Oh, okay, just the Daniel Craig
Just
movies.
the Daniel Craig ones. I'm not an expert enough in the old James Bond to know if they mentioned Spectre at all.
See, I thought that they tied back to like the old Sean Connery and Roger Moore James Bonds, but I don't know enough about them either.
Yeah, I don't. So we're obviously the people who should be reviewing this movie.
Yes, absolutely. So tell me, did you like it? Did you not like it? What's your take?
Well, one big reason I was looking forward to seeing this was to see Christoph Waltz as the Bond villain. Also, there's Ray Fiennes who was playing M. I like the girl that played Moneypenny in the last one. She was coming back. And it had Monica Bellucci as the new Bond girl. But the thing that is, like, they had this great cast, but I just don't think that they accomplished what they could have done with it. Christoph Waltz was not introduced in the movie until maybe about halfway through. There's a scene where his face was obscured, you couldn't see him. And then when he finally does appear, all he does is explain who he is. There's no character development there or anything like that. It's just kind of like that, Bond being tortured and like, let me tell you who I am type of scene. So
interesting.
So there's not much character development, especially with Christoph Waltz, having been in those Quentin Tarantino movies.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Christoph Waltz is one of the main reasons why I was interested in seeing that movie. And now that you're telling me that it wasn't that special, I don't know if I'm into it.
Yeah, I just thought his character was underdeveloped and wasn't much of a character at all. You could tell his acting was good enough to put a little character in, but I just don't think it was that well written.
Yeah, okay. All right, well now what we're going to do is we're going to go to a new part of our review show, and that's where we pull a question from the bucket.
Yes.
So I'm going to pull one question here from the bucket. We'll do three.
Okay.
And we'll see what you have to say about these. So here's the first question. What was the best and worst performance of this movie?
I would probably say, man, you can almost say Christoph Waltz was both, because it's underwritten, but he kind of did a good job with it. There's the Dave Bautista where he hardly said anything, but that kind of fit the purpose. But I would say, what I say bad about that role is that he's brought in to be the big intimidating guy. Like the old Bond movies had that Jaws guy,
right?
And he's almost supposed to be that, but all they had his main thing was a car chase. And it just didn't fit like a big brutish.
He didn't go off and beat somebody down.
No, they did have one kind of hand-to-hand thing, but it was in confined space in a train. So they didn't. I don't think for bringing in such a posing dude to be a villain, they didn't do that well with it.
Okay. So ultimately, though, best and worst performance was Christoph Waltz.
Yes.
All right. The bucket again.
Okay.
Here we go.
Take two.
This is the second question. Did you feel angry, happy, depressed, or sad after the movie?
I felt a little bit angry. Part of it wasn't just the movie, but it was like the experience overall. There were some technical difficulties at the beginning. It lasted about like 15 minutes. And I think that they cut off a bunch of the previews. We only had one preview. I was kind of hoping for like a Captain America and a Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
And we only got a Creed, and that was it.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. That would make me angry as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Third question out of the bucket. Would you go as a character from this movie for Halloween?
Everybody in this movie just wore tuxedos. So I think I would wore a tuxedo trick-or-treating and nobody could tell who I am.
Yeah.
So probably no.
Yeah, no character stood out to you as being, interesting.
No.
Okay. Nice. Okay, well those are the three questions. So to wrap it up, where does this movie fall on the from Michael Bay to Tarantino scale, where Michael Bay is the worst and Tarantino is the best?
I'd probably say about 60% Tarantino, 40% Bay. So it's a little too, because it was very well shot. I think Sam Mendes was the director. Very stylistic cinematography was good. It was just the style was more than the writing had to do in this one. they had kind of a tie them all together thing, but there's like about 40 minutes of just style, and then they introduce the story. They just didn't give enough development time.
So Craig was trying to go off on a bang as playing Bond, but didn't do it.
Yeah, I think the story was kind of like that. This is supposed to be the topmost villain, but they didn't pull it off that well.
Okay. All right. Well, that is our movie review of Spectre. Check us out next time for another movie review.
Yes. Don't forget to subscribe.